60s. And taking a look ahead at your Thursday. Partly sunny skies, highs in the upper. All right, right now we're looking at tundra temperature of
about 46 degrees.
Excellent. 46 degrees in tundra land.
Yes, tundra land.
Gotcha.
It was 50 in my garage. Yes, I'm planning, my wife and I are planning a winter vacation to the second bay of my garage.
Oh, nice. That's quite the hike.
It's warm. Yes, it is. It is.
All right, so we got Mr. Richard Alberini in here. He is the curator of Littleton Historical Museum. That's located in the lower level of
The Littleton Opera House.
Yes.
Oh, most definitely.
Yes, and so you're open.
We are open. It is by appointment.
Okay.
So the doors aren't open that people upstairs can just, can come and just walk in.
No.
I do have to follow protocol, which
Okay.
I do temperature. We have one of those forehead thermometers,
Yep.
and we wear masks and just take care of each other.
Gotcha.
And that's what we do. So, so we are open Wednesday and Saturday.
Yep.
If you call the museum and you want to, if you can't make it Wednesday or Saturday and there's another day or whatever, then give a call, 444-6435.
Excellent.
Give a call, and my home phone number is there. Then you will call my home phone number.
I see.
This way here, it just doesn't put my number out there in the world.
This is like one of those escape rooms.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
So if you want, we are open, and I'll give you the magic tour. Thursday I opened. It was wonderful. Andrew Dorset, our town manager.
Yes.
I never realized he was a history major.
Oh, wow.
Undergrad
So
history
you guys
major.
have a lot
we,
in common.
We click.
I bet.
So Thursday I met Dr. Hart, the new Littleton superintendent of schools, and Mr. Dorset, Andrew asked me if I wanted to meet him, and I said, well, can we meet at the museum?
Sure.
And we did, and this Dr. Hart was quite impressed with our place down there.
Excellent.
And,
I'm sure he was.
Yeah, so it's really kind of a neat place. So Thursday was a good day, so I did open specially for Dr. Hart that day. So a lot of things happening. So remember, we are open on Wednesday and Saturday. When you get to the door upstairs, there's kind of a bluish-greenish paper that has all the instructions on it. It's in the window, all right, of the door. And you call us, and I will come up, and if you don't have a mask, we will do it.
Now, speaking of which, just real quick before you continue, now you have a mask right here.
Yes.
What is that?
It has, like a friend of mine made it for me, Susan Smith,
Oh, very nice.
music notes.
Excellent, because you're a musician.
Yes, I think that's rather appropriate.
I started making my own.
You did.
I did, yeah. I just trying to figure out what I was going to do with all that old underwear.
Let's continue. Okay, well, you could, probably, I don't know. I'm not going there. My mind's racing, though. So, listen, you can check us out. I'm doing this on YouTube Live right now, so if you check out YouTube right now, Philip, you are an evil man.
Is it YouTube or Facebook?
What's this thing? This is Facebook. You've got me so twisted around here. It is Facebook Live. And if you go to Littleton Historical Museum, make sure you're in New Hampshire, because there's a Littleton, Colorado with a big historical museum.
Right.
And so check us out. And this will be downloaded to YouTube. That's where I got my YouTube. So we have a YouTube channel, and that is Littleton Historical Society. And then you click on our logo. Something else I'd like to tell you is most of you know that we have a horse cemetery.
Yes.
There's only, I believe, 2 in the United States. We have 1. And the sign, we put up a sign about 5 years ago, and it weathered poorly.
Yeah.
So we put up a new sign yesterday.
Oh.
So I would like to thank Glenn Stewart for designing it and putting it all together. And then yesterday, my young historic protege, Alec DeChristopher, went out with me, and we hung this sign. It really is cool. So for those of you who live in the area, you'd like to see it, go to Mount Eustis Road and take a look at the sign. And while you're there, get out of your vehicle and go over and visit Molly, Maud, and Maggie.
Those are the horses.
Those are the horses. And it's really quite cool. When we were there yesterday, someone had put an apple on each of the gravestones.
Oh.
It's really neat.
You see a bite taken out of them, that's when you worry.
That's when I would worry. and no bites, but just apples. It was just kind of a very neat thing.
Right.
I'd like to remind you also that we do music for Sunday morning,
Yes.
and that's been pretty good.
Good.
I've been doing this since, maybe the second week of April, every Sunday morning.
I saw it, part of it.
And I play piano, and I do that live on Facebook. And we end up, by the end of the week, probably with, maybe 400 or 500 people who tune in. And I usually have about, I don't know, 50 or 60 who watch it live, 70, 100, I don't know. I usually don't. It's just a bunch.
It's just, yeah, it's what it is.
And we do have a couple of followers in the country of Brazil.
Excellent.
So that's really kind of a cool thing.
Disney.
So we do Sunday morning music, and it's 9:30 this week. I had to change the time the last 2 weeks because I had another commitment. But it's going to be 9:30, and that's how we're going unless I get another commitment. So we do have history tours available called the Backside of Main Street. We have cemeteries. We start at the Horse Cemetery, go to Glenwood. We are not doing a cemetery walk this year because we do have a lot of people who attend this, so just for safety's sake. But I do have a cemetery walk.
Excellent.
And if anyone is interested out there, they can call the museum at 444-6435, and we will do groups of 6.
Ooh.
And it's kind of like a mini cemetery walk.
Okay.
And we start at one end of the cemetery and walk to the other end. And this can take anywhere from an hour to 3 weeks. It's all depends how I get cranked up on this. So a lot of neat stuff happening. Also, I have Haunted Littleton. It's not a tour. We kind of sit in one place.
Right.
And I tell you the haunted stories
Ooh.
of Haunted Littleton. So it's 444-6435. My home phone number is there. You call. And if I am available, I mean, if I receive a phone call at 10 o'clock at night, that just ain't going to happen. Because most likely I will sleep right through the phone ringing.
Oh, yeah, chances.
So that's what's happening at the museum. And now, today, I have so much stuff. And I want to thank once again and mention Sharon Craigie.
Amazing.
Always wanted she's a volunteer.
Yeah.
She's just a volunteer, and she may not know she's a volunteer, but I have blessed her and made her a volunteer.
You have been
And
knighted.
she has been volunteerated,
Well,
and she does so much research. Between her and Joan Noyes, I end up with newspaper articles that
right.
just knock your socks off. So I have like 6 pages. Not enough. I don't have enough time to do
No, you
this,
don't.
but I have a couple of weeks worth of programs. So today we're going to talk about Littleton vandalism and the Thayers stagecoach. Do we have a break or something?
So
well,
when we come
listen.
back-
You do not want to miss the stage because you will have to walk to the train station. Come back after the break.
Motors?
Hi, is Tom there? Hi, this is Tom. Hey, Tom. What you got going on this month? Oh, boy, I got just what the doctor
Is
ordered
anyone
you.
watching this thing on
Well,
Facebook?
I feel better.
Usually I get
Yes,
people that
sir.
says comments
Right now,
will
my
appear
friend
here.
has a Jeep Adventure Day.
No one's
We have
making
Jeeps of all
comments.
shapes and
Well, they could be
sizes
busy
at
right
great
now.
price. What
Maybe
have
they're
you got
sleeping.
for that's economical?
Maybe they forgot I was
Gas
here.
shipping new 2020 Jeep
Huh?
Renegade.
Maybe they don't like me anymore. Let me hit the other button.
Let me find out. And what are you?
Littleton Historical Museum.
Littleton Historical Museum.
Yep. And it says comments will appear here.
Yeah, Littleton. You're there.
Oh, I am there.
Oh, yeah.
And you got a picture of you.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd show the world that there you are.
Oh, thank you.
And that it's just not like I'm a ventriloquist.
Oh, you're there, that's for sure. See, there's your beautiful face.
Oh, yep. Goes along with the horse cemetery. But I don't think anyone is catching on to this.
They will.
Well, they will, because this will be here. So, I mean, if people don't see it now, they'll see it later.
Yes.
So, I'll tell you, Sharon and Joan, I have a collection of newspaper articles
Right.
that I've downloaded to my computer, and just stuff. I mean, incredible. I mean, you want to fly through the town of Littleton in the 1870s, 1880s,
Yeah.
and find out really what was going on in town. It's just incredible.
Awesome. Here we go.
And taking a look ahead of your Thursday. Partly sunny skies, highs in the upper.
All right now, tundra temperature is...
Probably dropped. It's probably 46.
It could be 46 degrees. All right, good morning, everybody. We have Mr. Richard Alvarini, curator of the Littleton Historical Museum. You, my friend, have a history lesson for us.
Yes, we do. Now, you know something that we talk about and we see in the paper, and we talk vandalism.
Yeah.
Okay. Recently,
Horrible.
there was an article and a photograph on one of the posters that was made for our COVID-19 workers, for the nurses and doctors and all those
Yes.
EMTs, and someone spray painted it, and an act of vandalism. And periodically, you will see senseless vandalism. I mean, the jack-o'-lantern thing, a harvest celebration down on the river.
Yep.
I did not play the organ last year because
Right.
I had no electricity, because people vandalized the electrical plug, the outlet down near the gazebo, and they had the River Glen maintenance individual went out and changed it, and that night they vandalized it again. So I couldn't play. I need electricity. So, you know, people said, "Gee, I missed you," and I went, "Well, I kind of missed you too, but I
Next
can't."
time, I got you covered.
Oh, you have a generator?
I do. I have a battery pack that'll take care of you.
For my keyboard?
Uh-huh.
Awesome.
Just let me know.
Well, we're trying this year. I talked to Dave, and he said that he would be checking that out to see if the
Gotcha.
thing was working,
Perfect.
because I was asked to come back this year. So, yes, we have vandalism today. We had vandalism when we were kids. We had vandalism 100 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's there, and it just comes from people who have nothing to do. So I want to say, now, the Thayers Hotel, the left side of the Thayers Hotel. Now, look at the Thayers.
Yes.
Got
Looking
it?
at it right now.
Left side. There is the nail salon there.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and then there is the area where the chamber was located.
Right.
Okay. Well, that area where the chamber was located was once a lawn.
A lawn.
Picture it. It was a lawn.
Okay.
Okay. And where the nail salon is located, that building was back further, so it made a bigger lawn.
Okay, bigger one.
So
It's
on
like
the
an L shape.
it was, yeah.
Okay.
So there was a veranda on the left side of the hotel, and so they played croquet. Well, here's an article. There was statuary. Now, the owner of the Thayers at the time had put out beautiful statuary out there.
Right.
1870.
Oh wow.
So it was like Greek, whatever,
Goddesses,
goddesses,
that kind
and
of thing.
all that stuff. So here's from April 1870, the Republic Journal, which was the newspaper before Littleton Courier. An outage on Thursday night of last week. Some person or persons moved and instigated by the devil made a raid upon the beautiful statuary in the yard of the Thayers Hotel, Littleton. I love this. Isn't that social commentary?
Yeah.
Moved and instigated by the devil. The most valuable and elaborate piece, standing nearest the street, was pushed from its base and fell upon the frozen ground, breaking it into several pieces and utterly ruining it. A reward of $50 is offered for the apprehension of the villains. Now, one of the things I did not do was check out, yes, I did do it. A $50 reward in 1870
Right.
would equal $992.05 today.
It's a big reward.
So it would
then.
be almost like a $1,000 reward today.
Right.
Okay? The same night, the sign of L. Smith was torn down and thrown into the street. It is about time these petty, I can't read the word because the paper was something, desecrations were abated,
Right.
and if the rogues committing them are caught, it will go hard on them.
Good, as it should be.
Oh my goodness gracious, yes. So here we go. On the 15th of April, 1870, the Republic Journal absconded.
Oh,
I guess
no.
that's how you pronounce it. James Bryce, a fast young man who had been engaged in the tonsorial business. You like that?
Yeah, tonsorial.
I love that word.
Yes.
Instead of going to the barbershop, you go to the tonsorial parlor. Engaged in the tonsorial business in Littleton for some months past, departed on Tuesday morning, leaving several little mementos behind in the shape of hotel bills and borrowed money to the amount of several $100.
Wow.
It is supposed he steered for Vermont or Canada, and that he was also concerned in breaking the statuary at Thayers Hotel. The officers are looking for him. Well, we don't know if Mr. Bryce was the one who actually destroyed, because we don't have another article saying that Bryce caught and made to stand into Thayers' lawn as a hotel, as hotel as a statue. Okay, so I just thought that was kind of just a neat thing. So to picture the Thayers. Oh, also, if you go to our Facebook page, there is a picture, thanks to Sharon, a photograph of the Thayers that was taken maybe the 1860s. Now, you know there are these balconies in the front of the Thayers.
Yes.
When the Thayers was first built, they weren't balconies. They were full-length porches. They went from side to side.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
they had full-length porches from side to side on these things. So if you take a look at it, there is a picture of Stagecoach, which I'm now going to go into.
Right.
Because the second part is the Stagecoach. All right? Now, we receive, believe it or not, we receive requests from everywhere. You might remember I told you about there was a history teacher from France who was doing research on World War I American soldiers who were buried near his
Yes.
hometown in France. Also, there was one time I received a phone call from a former Littleton student who is a teacher in a town outside of London, England. So I got a call, and he said, "Mr. Alberni," I went, "Yes," and he told me his name, and I said, "So where are you?" He said, he told me the town outside of England. He says, "I'm a teacher." I went, "Wow, that's wonderful." So he was seeking information. So France, England. So I received an email from a woman named Anna Davis.
Anna Davis.
Anna Davis.
Okay.
She's the curator of the Pawnee Bill Museum in Pawnee, Oklahoma. And she was seeking photographs depicting the stagecoach from the Thayers Hotel.
Right.
So I sent her 4 photographs. Okay?
All right.
They're all displayed online on the museum's Facebook page. So if anyone out there does Facebook and they want to see these, just go and you can see these. They're great. And once again, I would like to thank Sharon Craigie. She sent the 4th one.
Right.
So this past Saturday, I sent the 4th photo to Anna. Okay? But also, we found the newspaper article from 1911 that tells of the sale of the coach. Because I had written to Anna and I said, "Do you have any idea when the coach was purchased?" And she said, "No, we don't have that in our records." They do now.
They do. That's awesome.
They do now. So we connected with the Pawnee Bill Wild West Museum in Pawnee, Oklahoma. So first of all, I'm going to read the email from mid-August 2020.
Okay.
My name is Anna Davis, and I am the historical interpreter for the Pawnee Bill Ranch and Museum in Pawnee, Oklahoma. I am writing you in regard to photos that you might have of the Thayers Hotel stagecoach. I have a letter in our archives from 1987, in which Mrs. Peter McShane, that was the late Linda McShane, wrote to our manager to inquire about the stagecoach that is in our collection. Included in the letter are some photocopies of a few photographs. We are currently renovating our museum, and our stagecoach will be given a new location in our facility, and we would like to have some photos to go along with it. Would you be able to send some scanned images? She said, we have the number 740 Abbott and Downing stagecoach that was restored by the Frizzle family as the centerpiece of our museum. So I wrote back yesterday, and I did not see if there was a response. If the Abbott and Downing stagecoach is what we had, I always thought it was a Concorde coach.
Okay.
Because the Concorde coach had a superb suspension system for its time.
Right.
Because riding a coach was like being strapped to a board, okay?
Yes.
And dragged over a bumpy road.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's not comfortable.
Kind of like my old Chevette.
I would put that right around there. So here we go. June 29th, 1911. And it's from the Courier, and it goes to Wild West Show. Old Thayers Hotel stagecoach sold by I.C. Richardson. Now, Richardson owned a lot of property in town, including the Thayers at the time. Next door, where the diner is located, was the I.C. Richardson livery stable. He also owned the Northern Hotel, which was across the street from us. That burnt in 1924, where the movie theater is.
Yes.
But here's the article. Littleton's contribution to the numerous wonders of the world that are to be found in Buffalo Bill's Wild and Woolly West Show is an ancient stagecoach, once owned by Frank Thayer and driven for 50 years between Thayers Hotel and the station. As many of the present inhabitants may remember, that well-known and beloved landlord was an artist, and in more than one sense of the word, and his artistic temperance induced him to purchase this highly ornamented vehicle.
Ooh.
Isn't that cool?
That is cool.
That for years was a veritable landmark at the old station. Now, we have to remember that the railroad came in Littleton in 1852.
Yes.
And I'm going to imagine that Mr. Thayer, Frank Thayer, purchased it around that time. I would put it around 1860.
Right.
All right? And it says, the purchase price was $1,400. That's $1,400, 1860.
That's a lot of money then.
Well, I did a little look on the inflationary scale.
Yeah.
From 1860 to 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Thayer, by today's standards, would have spent $46,651.95.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, knocked your socks off. I mean, at that time, you could buy a house cheaper than that.
Right.
All right? So it said the purchase price was $1,400 and never was money more wisely invested. It is said that traveling men were accustomed to pay visits to Littleton simply for the privilege of riding in this gorgeous coach. When I.C. Richardson bought the Thayer property and the coach passed into his hands, believing that the famous four-wheeler deserved to spend its last days in the most illustrious company possible, Mr. Richardson kindly offered to sell the same to Buffalo Bill.
Buffalo Bill.
Yeah, knock your socks off on that one. Sold it to Buffalo Bill. And his tribe of warriors, fat ladies, Salome dancers, etc. Now remember, this is not Dick Alberini's opinion, or the opinion of WLTN. This is 1911, and the way it was.
Yes.
The long-haired cowboy jumped at the chance to procure this famed vehicle, and now the blood-curdling yell of the warrior instead of the merry quip of the salesman keeps its company as it rolls on his riotous journeys. Isn't that a wonderful article?
That's amazing.
And, my audience has to, please pardon my stumbling. I've read this article about 15 times, but the way people spoke and wrote 100 years ago
Yes.
is far different than the way we speak and write today.
It's even more different than it was 10 years ago.
A TTYLBRB, OMG. So it is very, very different, but I thought this was just one of the neatest things. So my guess is probably around 1855, 1860.
Right.
So I would like to also tell you, if you are a Google people and computerized savvy, Go to the Sanborn Fire Maps. Google Sanborn Fire Maps, Dartmouth. That'll bring you to Dartmouth College Library. It's free, totally free.
Gotcha.
All right. Then it says See Maps. You click on it. Then there's a box. You type in Littleton. And what's really cool is that there are like 8 different years there, 7 different years. And one of them is the earliest I believe is 1882.
Yeah.
And you can actually see Main Street in 1882.
That I'd like to see.
And it's wicked, wicked cool. So listen, don't miss the stage. Come back next week. I haven't even gotten through this. We're going to be talking about the new drinking fountain on Main Street by the movie theater.
Can't wait.
For Man and Beast and the Women's Christian Temperance Union. So listen, thanks for tuning in. Museum is open by appointment. Call us 444-6435. And remember, I got to go. The stage is leaving. Oh,
You're such a ham.
I got people on Facebook.
You're such a ham.
Oh, man, I got people on Facebook. Hi, people on Facebook. Okay, I'm going to bring this down there. Oh, good. Now they got my double chin.
That was perfect.
Okay, folks, I'm going to unFacebook you. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed it. Bye-bye.